Okay, greetings class. What I want to do is just give a quick review of some of the, I would say, key areas that people have problems with when they take the test. So I want to cover a couple of terms that might be of issue. So let's start with the speaker credibility statement. The speaker credibility statement, remember, is what you do to let people know that you're capable in terms of delivering a speech. So you need two things: research conducted as well as experience that you have with the subject. So research conducted and experience you have with the subject. Next, you have the preview statement. The preview statement is just simply the three main points that you're going to cover in your speech. Another term people have issues with is transition. Just remember, with the transition, you tell the audience what you just talked about and then what you're going to talk about next. Let's follow that up with three types of citations needed in the speech. You need to cite orally, out loud, also within the text, and then your external citation, which is your works cited page or bibliography page. So you have your oral citations, your internal citations, and your external citations. Next, we have declencher. Declencher, if you remember, is that last statement that you use. It's your home run statement. It's how you wrap up your speech, how you make it memorable, give someone a takeaway when they're listening to your speech. Declencher. Okay. Now let's talk about the length of the introduction for this class. For a 5 to 6 minute and 20-second speech in this class, your introduction should be 45 seconds to a minute. Okay, so why should you create an effective introduction? Remember, there were three main reasons. Those reasons were: one was the primacy recency effect, which is the audience's tendency to remember the first and the last thing that a speaker talks about. Also, it helps reduce anxiety. If you can get through that first 45 seconds to a minute, then that confidence carries over through the remainder of your speech. And also, it lets your audience participate on a cognitive level. They can start to think and reason out, what is the speech going to be about? How does it relate to me? Is this person credible or capable of delivering the speech? Where will be the start and ending points, etc.? All of that should happen when you're delivering that speech. Okay? So you have the primacy recency effect. The audience can participate, and then you have increased confidence. Let's talk about the three T's really quickly. The three T's are simply: tell the audience what you're going to tell them, then tell them what you told them. Tell the audience what you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you told them. Make sure you remember it in that way, and so you don't get tripped up on a different way of doing it. Okay, informative speech. The purpose of a speech is so the audience can understand, retain, and apply the information. So they can understand, retain, and apply the information. What's the goal of an informative speech? The goal of an informative speech is to teach. And with the persuasive speeches that we're going to do a little bit later on this semester, it's to lead. Okay, so let's go to apathy barrier. With the apathy barrier, it's just simply the audience's tendency to believe that a speaker cannot already add to what they already know. In our information age, a lot of people know a little bit about a lot of different things. So you have to be able to or you have to speak to the audience in a unique way, or to offer information in depth more than what they usually know. So novel, what is that? And remember, it's just your own unique approach. It's your language choices. It's how you provide your own spin on delivering a subject. What is it about you that makes people want to listen to your speech? Let's quickly discuss the types of speeches that we delivered in this class as far as informative speeches. First, you had the speech of explanation, and this is just as when you're going to go in depth on an issue. If you're talking about, let's say, some kind of legal issues or policies, that's where the speech of explanation comes into play. The speech of description is when you're trying to create some sort of vision or a visual in the mind of the listener. And you say, for instance, you want to talk about a trip to Italy. If you were at a special type of event, how do you use those descriptive terms, maybe pictures, images to create those things in the mind of your listener? We also have the speech of demonstration, and that's just you're trying to explain someone a process or a procedure, how to do something. When people talk about how to change a tire or how to cook a pizza or bake cookies, those kinds of speeches are speeches of demonstration. And then finally, the most effective way to prepare for a speech. Over the course of a few semesters, I handed out 300 surveys to my students, and they said that the most effective ways for them in order to get ready for their speeches were the classroom exercises and to prepare in advance. Okay, so those are some of the key things that stuck out to me with students in terms of trying to understand the questions and terms on the test. If you have any future questions, just send me an email or ask me in class so I can clear any questions you have up. All right, thank you.